Welcome to The Explainer. We're here to break down the big shifts in business and tech. And today, we're talking about a huge one. What if the rule book that companies have used for the last 20 years just stopped working? That's what's happening right now with AI, and it's creating a very real but very temporary window of opportunity for anyone ready to make a move.
For as long as most of us can remember, the way businesses sold to other businesses was incredibly predictable. Marketing would write a brief, leads would come in, and sales development reps, or SDRs, would qualify them. It was a stable, well-understood machine.
Well, that stability is gone. We are at a massive inflection point, and AI isn't just tweaking the old playbook, it's completely shredding it. This is creating a brand new set of winners and losers, and the line is being drawn right now.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to look at why the old model is failing so hard. Then we'll dive into the AI native approach that's replacing it. We'll tell a story of two companies to make it real, see how jobs are changing, and then, most importantly, we'll talk about the critical opportunity that's open to you right now, heading into 2026.
All right, first things first. Let's really get into the problem. The foundation that so many companies built their growth on isn't just showing a few cracks. It's actually becoming a major liability. Let's be honest, the old way of doing things was always kind of painful. It was inefficient, and you never really knew what was working. Running a single campaign could cost you anywhere from 25 to 75 grand. And the worst part? It took months to learn anything. This created a cycle where companies just outsourced their thinking, which stunted their own team's growth. Scaling meant just hiring more people, a slow, linear, and ultimately dead-end strategy. Okay, so that's the pain. Now, let's talk about the solution. This isn't just a small fix, it's a complete reimagining of how a company operates, with AI and data at the absolute core. This number is pretty staggering. 80 to 95% cost reduction. I mean, think about that. A campaign that used to cost a fortune can now be done for less than $500. This isn't just about saving money. It fundamentally changes who can compete and how fast they can move. And when your costs collapse like that, something amazing happens. Your ability to experiment just explodes. AI-native companies are running over 3 times more experiments every single quarter. They're learning and adapting at a pace that was literally impossible just a few years ago. And here's the final nail in the coffin for the old model time. Getting an idea from a whiteboard into a live campaign used to take weeks, sometimes months. Now, it can be done in a matter of hours. The bottleneck in your business is no longer your budget. It's the quality of your strategic thinking. Now, to make all this feel a little less abstract, let's look at how this plays out in the real world. We'll follow 2 companies over the course of just 1 year.
So, picture this. Company A sticks to the old playbook. They make a few big, expensive bets each year. Meanwhile, Company B goes all in on the AI native approach. They're not doing a handful of big campaigns. They're running over 200 tiny micro-campaigns, constantly testing, learning, and adapting based on real-time data.
After just 12 months, the difference is just wow. Company A has learned from its market maybe 4 times. Company B, they've gone through over 50 learning cycles, gathering hundreds of data points. Company B isn't just moving faster. It's building this incredible mountain of market knowledge that Company A has zero visibility in. And here's the absolute kicker. This isn't a gap that Company A can just close next year by spending more money. The advantage compounds. That knowledge becomes a deep defensive moat. Every single week, Company B gets smarter, and the cost for Company A to catch up becomes impossibly high.
So, a technology shift this huge is obviously going to have a massive impact on people and their jobs. The modern workforce is being reinvented right before our eyes.
The role of the sales development rep is the perfect example. The person making those first calls and sending those first emails. Right now, we're in a hybrid phase where AI helps them out. But by 2027, well, the forecast is that AI agents will automate about 95% of that job. So the role has to evolve, or it's simply going away.
But as old roles fade, new, way more strategic ones are popping up. Enter the AI orchestrator. This person isn't making the calls themselves. They are the human strategist managing the entire system of AI agents that are doing the work.
And this is a serious upgrade. A single AI orchestrator can manage a system doing the work of 10 or 15 traditional SDRs. They're focused on the big picture, quality, efficiency, and improving the system. And because it's a higher-level skill set, it comes with better pay and a real career path right into the heart of the company's growth engine.
Okay,
let's bring it all together. What does this mean for you right now? Let's look at how people are feeling and where the real opportunity lies as we head toward 2026.
The market is basically split into three camps. You've got the true leaders, only about 5%, who have already restructured everything around AI. Then you have the vast majority, 72%, who are just experimenting. And here's the crucial part. They're mostly using AI the wrong way. They're just bolting AI tools onto their old broken processes. It gives them a little boost, but they're missing the huge transformation.
You'd think with all this chaos, everyone would be pessimistic, right? But the mood is actually incredibly resilient. 94% of business owners say it's still worth it. The market is also buzzing with activity. Over half of human capital firms are looking at mergers and acquisitions to get an edge, and nearly half of all firms still saw growth. This is not a market that's scared. It's a market that's making moves.
So this all boils down to a really clear choice. There are three paths. Path 1, act decisively now. You have about 18 to 24 months to build an advantage that will be almost impossible for others to overcome. Path 2, experiment cautiously. You'll see some small gains, but you'll be playing a desperate game of catch-up by 2027. And Path 3, wait and see. Well, that means facing a future where you can't compete on cost and your best people are leaving.
So really, the tools are here, the business case is undeniable, and the competitive pressure is very, very real. The only question left for every single leader is not if they're going to transform, but when and just how aggressive they're willing to be. The clock is ticking.